Tonight we are going to deal with a simple topic: the making of a leader. Say it with me. The making of a leader. Say it loud. The making of a leader. I want you to write two subtitles down. The first one is qualifications for leadership. And the second subtitle, qualities of a leader. Qualification for leadership and qualities of a leader. What you're about to hear and to experience is going to upset your concepts of leadership drastically. First, let me begin by a statement that I have been making all this week in this summit. Everybody was created to lead. That very statement creates problems in insecure leaders' minds. Everybody was created to lead. Now that kind of concept is difficult for people who are in leadership positions who don't understand leadership. It makes them very uncomfortable because they get their security from the insecurity of others. In other words, most of the people who are in leadership positions don't want their followers to become leaders because they feel like they will lose their sense of significance. That is why most of the leaders that we have today in the world enjoy being served rather than serving. They measure their leadership by how many people serve them rather than how many people they serve. But I am convinced and can never be persuaded otherwise, so don't even write me a letter, that everybody was created to lead. This principle and truth comes from the very source of the creation of humanity. I mentioned to you in an earlier session that the potential and the capacity of any product is predetermined by the purpose for which the manufacturer created it. Therefore, the purpose of a thing determines its ability, its potential, and its capacity, and it also determines its fulfillment. I have been sharing 7 basic principles related to this concept of purpose. The first one is God is a God of purpose. Please write it down. It means that God, who is the creator of all things, created nothing for the fun of it. Everything he created has a purpose. So principle number 1, God, who is the ultimate creator of everything that exists, whether seen or unseen, created everything for a purpose. Nothing exists without a purpose. That leads me to principle number 2. Everything in life has a purpose. Say it with me. Everything in life has a purpose. That means there's a purpose for everything that exists. There's a purpose for the roach, for the ant, for the maggot, for the mosquito. There's a purpose for the hair in your nose, the wax in your ear. There's a purpose for the hair under your arm. There's a purpose for the sun and the moon and the vascular bundles within the stem of a leaf. There's a purpose for everything. Principle number 3, but not every purpose is known. Say it with me. But not every purpose is known. Number 1, God is a God of purpose. Number 2, everything in life that he created has a purpose. But number 3, not every purpose is known. And that's true. That's been our major problem. We do not know the purpose for most of the things around us, so we don't know why they exist. So we experiment. Life for most people is one big experimentation, and the experiment usually explodes in our faces. Principle number 4. Where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. Say it with me. Where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. Write that down. That means if you don't know the purpose of a thing, all you can do is abuse it. No matter how sincere you are, how committed you are, how faithful you are, it doesn't matter how educated you are, if you don't know why the thing exists, you will experiment and abuse it. Principle number 5. If you want to know the purpose of a thing, never ask the thing. Say it with me. If you want to know the purpose of a thing, never ask the thing. That means no product knows its purpose. If you ask a dog, what are dogs for? He'll simply say, ah! And you still wouldn't know what dogs are for. Please apply this to your life. If you want to know the purpose for your life, don't ask another human. Oh, you're going to get it tonight. If you want to know who you are, don't ask another human. You ever seen the young people on the streets? They amaze me sometimes. They stand on the blocks and they communicate with each other. And they don't know why they're here, who they are, and anything. And then you hear them say things like, what's happening, man? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? They don't know what's happening. No one knows what's happening. So how you doing? Chilling. I mean, that doesn't tell me anything about you. If you want to know the purpose of a thing, never ask the thing. Say it with me. If you want to know the purpose of a thing, never ask the thing. That is why humanism is so futile, because humanism is a human asking himself about himself. If you set your own standards for your own self, then you will set them low enough so you could always meet them. That's why I have no respect for humanism, because its source is humans. Principle number 6. Purpose is only found in the mind of the maker of a thing. Say it with me. Purpose is only found in the mind of the maker of the thing. That means the only person or being that knows the purpose of a product is the manufacturer. Everybody else is guessing. So nobody knows Mercedes-Benz like Mercedes-Benz. And nobody knows Toyota like Toyota. And nobody knows Ford equipment like Ford. And nobody knows BMW like BMW. And nobody knows any product like the manufacturer. Nobody knows it better than the manufacturer. That is why manufacturers demand that you do not take their product to an unauthorized dealer for repair. And they always state that if you do this, it cancels their warranty and dissolves their guarantee. That means they take away all responsibility for you if you submit their product to another manufacturer. So the key then in life is to discover who made the product. Because once you can discover who made it, then you'll know who to go and ask to discover its purpose. And once you discover its purpose, then you can also ascertain its potential and capacity. And that leads me to number 7. Principle number 7. Purpose is the key to fulfillment. Say it with me. Purpose is the key to fulfillment. Say it loud. Purpose is the key to fulfillment. Everybody say it together. Purpose is the key to fulfillment. What does that mean? That means that a product can only fulfill itself when it is performing its reason for existence. That means a trumpet is not fulfilled until it is blown. A piano is not fulfilled until it is played. A car is not fulfilling its purpose until it is driven. And you will never be fulfilled until you are doing what you were created to do. That is why most of you in this audience and watching this program are bored with your job, frustrated with your pay, because you're doing something you hate to do, but it's making you a living. Most of you in this room hate Monday mornings. And the reason is because you are doing something you hate. It doesn't bring fulfillment. Fulfillment comes from purpose. Write it down. Nothing is more beautiful than a piano being played by a maestro, a professional. Nothing is more beautiful than to watch my friend Tyrone the other night blow a tenor sax with such precision, it made my toes wiggle, and it brought here on the back of my neck. Something happened when you could see a professional profess through an instrument. And nothing is more unfulfilling and disturbing than to hear an instrument blown by somebody who doesn't know how to play. Come on. I mean, the environment becomes disturbed when someone who cannot play a piano begins to bang on the keys. You become irritated, uncomfortable, angry. You want to tell them, stop it. Well, that's how God feels when you live a life you were not born to live. Heaven is disturbed at what you're doing because you're not wired for it. Let me add 2 more principles to you tonight. Principle number 8. The purpose of a product determines the potential of the product. Say it with me. The purpose of a product determines the potential of the product. And principle number 8. Number 9. The purpose of the product determines the success of the product. First, let us comment on number 8. The purpose of a product determines its potential. What that means is every manufacturer builds and designs his product based on the purpose that's in his mind for this product. So he builds into the product everything it needs in order for it to fulfill the purpose for its creation. Everybody with that? So an 18-wheeler truck compared to a 6-seater car has different potential or different power or different ability and capacity based on the purpose differences in the product. So the 18-wheeler has an engine that can carry tons of weight, but the 6-passenger car has an engine that only needs to carry 6 adults. So the manufacturer who built the same 2 products must apply different specifications for each product based on the purpose for the product. So the potential of a thing is not determined by the thing, but by the manufacturer who built it for the purpose for which he created it. So if you want to know the purpose, or should I say the potential of a thing, don't ask anybody else. Ask the manufacturer what was its purpose. Once you can discern and discover the purpose of a product, you have automatically discovered its potential. Now please note these words. I will repeat. Once you can discover the purpose of a product, you have automatically discovered the potential that exists in the product. Why? Because potential comes to fulfill purpose. I go back to my declaration. Everybody was created to lead. How can I be so audacious? And how can I defy so many philosophical perspectives and schools of thought with such a drastic statement? Because most of the philosophies that we have been living on did not come from the manufacturer, they came from the manufactured. Now y'all better listen carefully and think with me tonight. Let me say it again. Most of the philosophical basis on which we've been living, even our universities have been built on them, our schools of thought have been constructed on them, and even our seminaries have been built on these philosophies. Most of those philosophies did not come from the manufacturer, they came from the manufactured. Are you with me? For example, if you stand and look at an 18-wheeler and you say to this 18-wheeler Mack truck, you are stupid, does that affect the Mack truck's ability? No. If you say to the Mack truck, you cannot carry 5 pounds, does that affect its ability? No. If you say to the Mack truck, I don't like your color, does that affect the Mack truck's ability? No. Point. Write it down. Opinions do not cancel potential. Say hallelujah, somebody. Boy, some of y'all gonna change tonight. I feel it coming. A lot of people have been standing outside of your life making comments about you. And they know nothing about you. And the problem is, you have been believing everything they said. Well, I have come tonight into your home, into your hotel room, into your prison cell, and I've come here tonight in this auditorium to tell you that I've got a message from the authorized dealer. We are not going to read the opinions of the products. We are going to read the manual from the manufacturer tonight. Tell your neighbor, you don't know who I am. So keep your opinions to yourself. Clap your hand. Come on, clap your hand, somebody. Come on, clap your hand, somebody. It's the truth. Woo. Every human being was created to lead. And I say that with emphatic audacity because I got that from the manufacturer. Let's read what he wrote about his product. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Ready? We are reading the manual. It says, and the manufacturer said, let the government make man. Let the parents make man. Let society make man. You sure? Well, you're living like it. The manufacturer says, let the Senate make man. The Supreme Court make man. No. Well, let's read it again. Maybe I made a mistake. Let's read it again. It says, and the manufacturer said, let us make man. Referring to himself as the us. The triune nature of the single God. Right. The Jehovah of the Elohim. Yeah. Elohim is the only Hebrew word that is a plural singular. He said, let us produce this product. God created man without your input. Lift your hand here and just thank him for that. Just thank him for it. Come on, just thank him for it. When God was putting you together, he didn't ask for anybody's opinion, nor advice, nor input. So if he didn't ask you for your opinion when he was putting me together, he doesn't need it now. Oh, it's going to be a good night tonight. Hit your neighbor, tell your neighbor, get ready for change. Now, he says, let us produce this product, in our own image and in our own likeness. He also chose the material, the moral character and nature for the product, and he also chose the likeness of operation without your input. So I am like God whether you like it or not. Woo, my. And then he gave away what was in his mind in the next statement. He gave away his purpose for creating the product. You see, if he had never spoken why he created us, we would still be running around this planet trying to figure out why we are the way we are. But every product is built to fulfill its purpose, so it is wired to fulfill its purpose. So the components that are in it are all related to its purpose. So if you don't know the purpose for a product, then you cannot understand why it has the components and the wiring and the circuitry and the nature that it has. So the nature of a product can only be understood in light of its purpose, because it is the way it is because of why it is. Write that down. I'm going to say it one more time. Everything is the way it is because of why it is. Purpose is why, way is design. Every product is designed to fulfill its purpose. So a boat is different from a car because of its purpose. So the boat is the way it is because of why it is. A car is the way it is because of why it is. A fish is different from a bird. And a bird is different from a cat. Why? All three have different purposes, so the manufacturer had to design them differently in keeping with their purpose. So the nature of a bird is different from a fish. This is important to you. So when God was creating man, he had a purpose in his mind. Here's what the purpose states. Let's read it together. And let them have dominion. That's why he created man. Hallelujah. To dominate.
This program was sponsored by TBN and was made possible by your love gifts and telethon pledges. It can remain on the air only with your continued support. So write Myles Munroe, P.O. Box A, Santa Ana, California, 92711.